Hey guys! So, 2 years ago in 2018, one of my closest friends, Abigail Oyekunle, wrote and released an amazing single called To Extol, and it's funny because in the last few months it's been coming back to me and it was on my agenda to do an acoustic cover of this. A couple of weeks ago, myself and Abigail got together and we recorded just a conversation over Zoom about this song and a bit about her journey and the process of this song and what it means. If I'm honest, over the past week or so I've really been doubting whether to put this out because I know there's been a lot of sensitive issues around race over in the US and the UK and across the world globally that have always been there, but I guess for many of us have just come to light about the gravity of the situation, and it's, on the one hand, it's amazing to see people really stepping up and taking responsibility, including myself, to face this issue. And I had a little chat with Abigail and we decided that we would share this interview. And I just want to apologise that we didn't talk about race. Like I say, this was a few weeks back that we recorded this, and we were really talking about, in the light of the pandemic at that time. So I felt that it was right to put this out because myself and Abigail, as we listened through it again, were just really filled with hope and encouragement through Abigail's story and just the words of the song. And it's quite funny because one of the lines in the chorus is "Let nations rise in one accord," and like I say, this has been coming back to me for months, and so I just feel it's really timely to share this. Abigail is an amazing friend, so grateful for her, just learnt so much from her and been so encouraged by her example of loving others and just living life to the full. You'll hear a bit about her adventurous side in the video, but yeah, I hope that this encourages you and that it brings a little bit of hope to you. So again, apologies in advance that we haven't spoken explicitly about the race issues in this video, but I do believe that this song and this conversation will be an encouragement to you and just to bring a little bit of hope. So without further ado, we're going to get into the conversation. If you're interested in hearing Abigail's single, you can have a look on YouTube, type in Abigail Oyekunle, Oyekunle, and type in Joy to Extol and you'll find the track there. Bless you guys.
Hey guys, welcome to the Q&A with
Abigail.
Abigail, thank you so much.
Hi everyone.
Yeah, such a joy to have you. So most of us know Abigail. She's a great friend of mine and just a real beautiful person to be around. And I don't know, Abigail, did you want to say anything about yourself for people who maybe don't know you, haven't met you yet? How would you describe yourself? Tricky one.
I think you summed it up really. I mean, I'm Abigail Oyekunle. And I love and I just think it's good to be good to people, so I try and be a caring and loving person. So yeah.
When I first met Abigail, I thought she was really shy, and then it was someone in my family was like, I think there's more to Abigail than you see, and then I found out she's like skateboarding and all sorts. Like, what was it we did for your birthday last year? Like some random extreme sports where
yeah. It wasn't wakeboarding because I wanted to do wakeboarding. It was something else, but I can't remember. Yeah, but mountain boarding. That was it. Yeah.
Then
we went down like doors on like a skateboard kind of thing. But yeah, got to enjoy, got to adventure out of your comfort zone. I love it.
Would you ever do like skydiving or anything like
that? Yeah, skydiving. I would definitely attempt that. No. No.
Paragliding.
I think,
you have like the little triangle thing. Really? Oh
yeah, I would definitely do that. Yeah.
And I was like, no.
Did I? No, I didn't. But I'll definitely do that. Yeah.
Oh,
if anyone's willing to set that up for me, I'll happily take it.
Give you a number. Head over. but I'll ask you first. But yeah, so we're just gonna have a little chat about your single. Again, really encouraging. And when did you release that? When did you release it?
So December, yeah, Christmas Day 2018. So it's almost been 2 years, which is crazy. Yeah.
And it's funny because you wrote it 2 years ago, but I just feel like it's been yeah, it's come to my attention again, I guess, in this season. So the song is To Extol, which yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to do the little acoustic cover after this. But I just really wanted to talk a little bit about the process. So what was your inspiration for the song? Like, had you been writing before? You know, were you working towards this? Like, what made you want to write this song in the place?
Yeah. So I used to like sing in church and stuff like that. And even like when I was younger, like me and my friend, we would use my front garden as like our little stage and stuff. But it was nothing ever like serious, you know, to me. And then actually at the time when the song came about, like I'd put singing like on the back burner, wasn't interested. But the song actually came to me in a dream. So it was in 2016. Yeah. So I had a dream, and then in that dream, I was in like a church. It was like a huge auditorium, and then I was just like standing there and just looking around. And then literally every person I was looking at, their hands were up and they were worshiping and they were singing this song. So in the dream, I remembered like the melody and also like certain words here and there. So as soon as I woke up, I recorded the voice note just so I didn't forget. Because it never happened to me before. So I was like, oh, this is like so amazing. Let me just quickly record it. So I remember the melody, and then certain words like joy to extol was definitely in there. And also the word nations was in there. So I knew that those were quite profound and significant words. But yeah, I think just waking up like from the dream, it was just so significant how like everybody that I was looking at in the dream, you know, was just their hands were up worshiping. And actually what also blew my mind was that a friend of mine who wasn't actually like a Christian at the time, he was also in the dream worshiping. So I was like, wow, like yeah, it just threw me. So
That's
yeah, that
amazing.
was the inspiration behind the song.
That is so cool. That's awesome. So would you agree with me, you feel like it was something that God gave to you, would you say?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah? Because that's what the theme of the song, it's like a kind of faith song. It's talking about joy to extol. Can you unpack that a little bit for, I guess, those who might not know what, even myself, I had to just check like the meaning of extol, like what does it mean, like joy to extol? Can you talk a little bit about the meaning of the song?
Yeah, and it's funny that you say that because I didn't even know what extol meant either.
Really?
So I think, yeah, I was like, what does this mean? Like, it was my first time hearing the word, so I had to go and
hang on,
Google.
you heard the word extol in your dream and you didn't even know what it meant?
Yeah.
That is
No.
crazy, man.
So yeah, I Googled it just like anyone else would. And then it said to highly praise or to reverence something or someone. And I was like, wow. So I just knew that was from God. And then, so just unpacking that a bit more, like joy to extol. So it's our joy to praise God. It's our joy to lift him up. So yeah, I just really wanted to, and again, like in the dream, I got that sense that, you know, everyone, like literally everyone that I looked at, it was just them and God in that moment, that it's like they weren't even considering their environment. It was just them worshiping God, and that's all that mattered. So yeah, I really wanted to encapsulate that in the song. So, yeah.
That's beautiful. So joy to extol is like, I guess you're saying you find joy in praising God and saying thank you for the things that he's done and who he is. I think that's really easy to do in you know, in the good times, or you know, just certain times of our life. I think sometimes it's really easy to do when we've got a lot to say thank you for, which I guess we always have a lot to say thank you for, but sometimes we could just lose sight, I guess, when things get really tricky. And I wonder, is it a song that's relevant for now? Like, I would say that you know, I have my own opinion on that, but joy to extol, is that something that, you know, in this season people have just really been going through a lot, just different, everybody's in the same situation, different boats. How does this song really relate, I guess, to what we're going through now? Does it relate, or is it something, for a different time? Or what's your thought on that?
I think, just going back over like the lyrics that, in my head and stuff, I'm seeing like I feel like it's even more relevant today than at the time that I put it out. And I think, when you turn on the news and then you hear about, the number of people that have passed away, and, even the stuff that's happening like across, overseas, it's very easy to find things that can bring the spirit down. But I think with Joy to Extol, it's about focusing on who God is. And I think when we do that, it really lifts our spirits, because we're not looking at the situation we're in. We're not looking at our own strength, but we're really focusing on the power, that God has, and his majesty, So, and I think when we do that, we really get strength from that, and it says the joy of the Lord is our strength. So, when we just focus on who God is and take our eyes off of whatever situation we're going through, it really does restore the joy, because we get to see God's power even in dire situations. And, I love the song Great is Thy Faithfulness, and especially where it says morning by morning new mercies I see, because I think we underestimate the power or the ability to actually see God's mercies, especially when it just looks so dire, So I think when we do have that ability to see God's mercies and to find, his operation, even in the storm, just to have that confidence that he's still working, he's still moving, it restores the joy. It takes away, the hurt, it takes away the uncertainty, we can just put our trust in him, basically. So yeah, I definitely think it's relevant today.
I love that. I think it's so true, isn't it? Like, I think I love what you're saying about the process as well, because if we look at life, like, we love the times where we get what we want, and, things are going great, and, we're getting what we asked for, or, just seeing the results. But if we're honest, like, a lot of the time we're in that strange in-between stage. And I just love what you said about, thanking God even in those times. So can you think of a time where maybe practically, just to show people watching, that maybe that's helped you, kind of an example of that? Because maybe people are thinking, well, you don't know what I've been through, or you wouldn't be asking me to thank God if you know what's happened to me in my past. So is there anything that you want to share? Any examples of where you've been able, where it's helped you, I guess, just to look to God and to thank him?
Yeah. It's so hard to do, but it's so necessary. Because I think that's all God wants from us, for us to just trust him, basically. But just a bit of a backstory about, my life. So when I was 3, my mum passed away. And then 6 years ago, my dad also passed away. So obviously, throughout most of my life, my dad raised me. So when he passed, it was like a huge shock, and it was, like this huge void, had been created. And my dad, he was like a really big character, as well as my brother as well, actually. And then I'm quite reserved, you know me, to an extent anyway.
Yeah,
quite reserved.
Secretly, you're secret one.
So when my dad passed away, all of a sudden I felt as if I was exposed, in the sense that, all of a sudden people wanted to find out, how I'm doing, all that kind of stuff, wanted to know about, my career and how's everything going. And I just didn't really feel as if I had much, to say,
Yeah.
And I really had those feelings of like inadequacy. And that was something that I really, really struggled with. But through that all, I just remember, just crying out to God, day in, day out. And then in the process, just thanking him, for whatever he was trying to teach me through that process. And like now in hindsight, it was a necessary process for me to come to the full realization of who he's created me to be. So yeah, whatever situation you're going through, it may not be, or actually just be encouraged that you're not the only one that's going through it, even though it may seem as if you are. Trust me, there's probably someone else that's going through it as well. But the moment you decide, and it's a decision, it's a choice that you have to make to focus on God, to almost belittle the situation you're going in and make God bigger and greater in your life. That is the moment that you'll start to see change. And then you'll just become like more appreciative of like the little things as well. So yeah, like there's not a day that goes by that something doesn't blow my mind, you know, with what God does. Yeah, so I think the moment you just take your focus off of what you're going through and you look to him, your joy will be restored. Yeah.
I love that. There's a couple of things in there I really love, and I think you know, just the fact of you talking about the fact that you know, in that process, like you just feeling a bit vulnerable and feeling like your identity. And I know we've spoken at other times as well, and you said even in this songwriting, even in things like this, you know, that was a challenge, and people don't see that, do they? I think they see where you are now and they don't have any idea what you've been through. So I guess it's just encouraging for anyone out there who's thinking of doing something and feeling like they're not too sure where they're at, you know. And yeah, so it's awesome. And just to hear you saying like you haven't got to wait for, you know, the good times, I guess, but you can really thank him and it brings a change around. Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Quite funny, because when the song actually came to me, it was during the struggle, basically. So during the times when I wasn't feeling good enough. And it was crazy. Like I just felt like I wasn't good enough in every area of my life. But then throughout like the writing process, God just kept reminding me that you are enough. Like, so it just, God knows what he's doing. And everything that you're going through, it's for a reason. Like, you know, it's a common saying, but he's given it to you because he knows that you can handle it. And it's not about you in those situations. It's about what he wants to do through you and the lives that he wants to impact as a result of what you're going through. So yeah, just be encouraged, guys.
Yeah, it's true. And even yourself, like, don't know, just being such an encouragement to the people, I guess, who, like I said now, who are really going through hard times. You know, none of us would have expected this pandemic, and don't know, just see you as a real light and an encouragement in this time as well. Like, I'm sure you never thought that when you were, you know, struggling. I mean, you were really young, and it's a lot to go through, I think, but it's just beautiful, like, to see you now. And I just know, like, I know that it kind of speaks for itself, if you like, just knowing you and how you are. Like, I really thank God for you and what he's done in your life. So I guess last thing I really wanted to ask was coming back to the song, did you enjoy the writing process? Was it something you enjoyed, or was it, I know you said that you had some ideas, but, you know, actually putting into paper, was it something that you enjoyed doing, or was it a bit strenuous? How was that for you?
Do you know what, it took long. I think it took maybe like a year or so to write the song. It was quite a long process, but generally I enjoyed it. But I think, again, you know, like during the process, God was teaching me that, you know, you are enough. And again, just battling those thoughts of like, inadequacy. Anyway, God has healed me from that, thank God. But yeah, with the song, I think when I was writing it, so I don't know, anything I do, I like to do it with excellence. So when I was writing the song, I kind of approached it as if I was writing an assignment, you know. Always talking to you about assignments. I feel like that is my life. So what I did, so again, the word extol, because I had never heard that before. So what I did on the Bible app on my phone, in different translations of the Bible, I just typed in the word extol in the search bar, and then I wrote down like all the scriptures, you know, that it came up in. And then I just like read the different ones, and then just kind of get a feel of which ones, you know, I felt I wanted to go with. So eventually, so the song's based on Psalm 145, and then in my notes here I wrote extolling God for his majesty and greatness that endures / withstands one generation to the next. Wow. So I just love that theme of you know, that his greatness like never ends, that from one generation to the next, that he's always, that his greatness will always be found. So in the first verse of the song, just talks about, you know, who is this God that we praise, you know, that we serve. And then the chorus obviously came from the dream, and then obviously just built around that. And then importantly, talking about nations as well coming together, because I just felt as if, I was getting confirmations from different places, from church or from things I would watch online and stuff, about nations, coming together. So that was the basis of the chorus. And then the second verse, that was mainly based on Psalm 145, just talking about basically from age to age, we will sing God's praise. And then the line I love as well, where it says, and with joy in our hearts, we will sing of your might so that all may know your power. So that's basically taken from Psalm 145. And then interestingly, the bridge, that also came from a dream as well. So I remember...
you have lots of dreams.
I know.
Great. No, it's interesting, because I think people don't realise, do they? Sorry to interject, but often people go and they see, I think we are more spiritual than we think as a nation, like interested in energy, and I always get them confused. Astrology? Yeah, astrology is the right one, right? I get confused with astronomy. Yeah, not astronomy. But yeah, so I don't know, it's just really interesting, I think, because I had no idea that the Christian faith was spiritual. It sounds stupid, but I thought it was more religious and rules. So yeah, I don't know, just to put that out there, to emphasize and highlight that, I guess, to anyone watching, that God is a spirit, and Jesus, he speaks, in dreams and visions. Like, so if anybody wanted to find more out about that, that might be something that they want to look into. But go on. So you had the bridge that come to you in another dream. Did you understand all of the words to the bridge?
I
did. You had to check in a dictionary.
No dictionaries this time. But I remember writing up until just before the bridge, and then I was stuck on the bridge. I was like, where do I go with this? And then had another dream. So in the dream, I was outside a station, and then it was around the time that in London there was several bomb threats in real life. I can't remember how many years ago that was, but it was just one bomb threat after the other. So in the dream, outside the station, and then there was just this real sense of fear in the atmosphere, everybody was on edge. But then amazingly, it was a group of Christians came together, and then in the dream as well, because of the bomb threats, whatever, the buses weren't working, they'd stopped working. So all these Christians, they got together and then had someone on the guitar leading worship, and then we were literally singing along the bus route. So we all gathered together, and then at different points, people would go off to their houses,
That's so cool.
But it was literally that whole thing of just praising God in the midst of that fear and in the midst of that danger. In the bridge, it talks about who is like our Savior, who can test his power, none will contend our God. So in the midst of danger, we'll rest upon our Savior, because no threat, no scare will stop our praise. So that was the basis behind it.
Yeah, I really love that, and thank you for sharing, because I think it's really important to highlight as well that the Christian life, or whatever, it's not about hassle-free. Even you shared a bit of your story as well, but I think it's often people can hear people oh hallelujah and smiling and being joyful, and they don't realize the process that people have been through, and that, like you said, it's because we've seen something, it's because we've seen God, he really is so real, and it's that kind of spurs us on in the midst of all that. And I guess even now, I can imagine people coming out of lockdown, and there's a lot of fear even in that as well, and it seems to be kind of a running theme, that things are broken, that life is crap, that we go through stuff, but in the midst of it, I just love that it's not hopeless. That together we have each other, which is amazing, but it's God, like you said, it's we have a common I guess factor, which is that we've experienced the love of God, and it's open to everybody. So I thank you for sharing. So you had the line that you said that you love about singing about God's might. Any other lines that really stick out to you? And then I think we'll wrap up.
There's quite a few, but definitely in the first verse, so talking about who God is, that he's a God that turns death to life. And I think just because it could mean so many things, it could mean physical death, it could mean, you know, the resurrection of Jesus Christ, you know, it could mean a situation in your life that you have considered dead, but he can actually restore it and bring it to life. It could mean like a number of things. So I think, yeah, I love that line just because it's open to your interpretation of whatever death looks like in your life, you know, that God can restore it and rejuvenate it. So yeah, I love that part.
Awesome, great.
What about you? What's your favorite?
I really love I love all of it, but I think, like I said, it's been really relevant for me in this situation and lockdown and whatever. And the bridge, I think, where it says like about how there's nothing, like, you know, it doesn't say, you know, we're gonna be carefree. It says there's no threat, no scare that can stop our praise. And that's just really been, because it is like, it's a bit threatening, like, you know, yes, I have a faith in God, but I'm still human and I'm still susceptible to the same, you know, things as, you know, we all are. Do you know what I mean? We all go through life. So I think in that, just having that hope that whatever threat comes, whatever scare comes, like nothing can truly get to us, you know, as long as we're like keeping our eyes on God, because we know, like, or we believe that this isn't our home, that heaven is the place that we're made for eternally. So this life, like, yeah, there's hardship, but it's, you know, I just think I just really love that. It's that hope is untouchable. It's, you know, sometimes it feels like it gets tested, but it can never really be taken away. So I really love that. The bridge especially, I think, really speaks to me. So yeah, I'm sure it's going to encourage lots of people. Really excited to cover it. And yeah, thank you so much just for stepping out. Yeah, like you say, it hasn't been a smooth journey, but just really thank God for just speaking to you amazingly through a dream, giving you this song, and yeah, just for really using you as an encouragement. And so obviously we'll be posting the song before this interview, but where can people find the original?
Yeah, so the original is on, it's on YouTube. If you just type in Joy to Extol, and then it will come up with my name as well, Abigail Oyekunle, Oyekunle. So yeah, it's just on YouTube at the moment. Yeah, so enjoy. I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you're blessed by the song as much as I am as well.
Yeah, same. Oh, awesome, Abs. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for sharing a little bit of your story, a little bit of your heart. It's been a real pleasure, and yeah, looking forward to seeing you in real life when lockdown is over.
Yes, can't wait. Thank you.
Abs.
See ya.
Searching throughout time, can anyone find any other like our God, who turns death to life, commands seas to divide? None compares to the great I am. It's our joy to extol the name of the Lord. So let nations rise in one accord, to lift up our Lord, give thanks to our God, He's King over all. From age to age, we will sing of your praise, boasting of your matchless works. And with joy in our hearts, we will sing of lift up our Lord, give thanks to our God, He's King over all. It's our joy to extol the name of the Lord, so let nations rise in one accord. To lift up our Lord, give thanks to our God, He's King over all. Who is like our Savior? Who can test His power? None can, none will contend with our God. So in the midst of danger, we'll rest upon His power. 'Cause no threat, no scare can stop our praise. It's our joy to extol the name of the Lord, so let nations rise in one accord. To lift up our Lord, give thanks to our God, King over all. Who is like our Savior? Who can test His power? Who is like our Savior? Who can test His power in the midst of danger? We'll rest upon our Savior, 'cause no threat, no scare can stop our praise. It's our joy to exalt the name of the Lord, so let nations rise in one accord. To lift up our Lord, give thanks to our God. It's our joy to exalt the name of the Lord, let nations rise in one accord. To lift up our Lord and give thanks to our God. He's King over